Hello, people of YouTube. Welcome back to Live and Breathe Music. You already know me. You do know me, right? Well, if you don't know me, my name's Kevin. This is my YouTube channel for bringing you music reviews, music news, covers, original songs, all that good stuff. But today I have an album review for you guys. This is Simple Plan's Taking One for the Team. So guys, this album has gotten some pretty poor reviews. And I have to say, I'm mostly on board with what other people have said. But before I get to that, let's sort of split it down the middle and talk about the goods and bads side by side. So Simple Plan has been a pop-punk band. They've been around since the early 2000s. I believe they started in really late 90s. They've been a pop-punk band, pretty much. They came off of a nice long break, I believe. And they're finally back with a new album, but it doesn't live up to what I would be used to from Simple Plan. But like I said, let's split it down the middle. So I'm going to talk about what I like about the album first. First, guys, they still have a handful of songs that stick to the roots of what they started out as. So we've got songs like the opener, Opinion Overload, classic pop-punk intro, classic in-your-face vocals, really angsty lyrics. We've got the next song, Boom, which is a little bit more pop-leaning, but it's still very, very pop-punk, but in a way that could capture the attention of people who might not listen to Simple Plan or pop-punk music at all. We've got songs like I Refuse, another really angsty song, really, really catchy chorus that just says, forget authority, I'm just going to do what I do, and I don't care what anybody says. And we've got another classic pop-punk theme like Nostalgic, which, you know, looking back on memories you might have with a relationship or just friends, whatever it may be, we all get those feelings of nostalgia, and music's a good way to help with that. We've got another song, P.S. I Hate You, little bit of a little delinquent song, just pretty much the title says it all. I hate you, we had this going on, but I hate you now. So, you know, it's what you'd expect, but the catchiness of the choruses still gets you from time to time on this album. Still really simple lyrical content, which works on a lot of these songs. Farewell, featuring Jordan from New Found Glory, I think works really well with that. One of probably the most perfect vocal fit as far as like a guest feature goes for that song. So I was happy with that. They've expanded on their music talent. They've got more experimental songs, like the last one, which is a bit more of a techno feel, I Dream About You, featuring Juliet Sims. And I thought that was a pretty solid closer. It was something I really wasn't expecting. By the time, you know, track 14 rolls around, I'm just kind of like, okay, this album's a bit too long. You know, is there anything else that can get my attention? But I thought they did that really, really well. Though Juliet Sims didn't really get to shine all that much on that one, I was impressed. I thought it was a cool way to end the album. So it's classic Simple Plan still. Pierre still sings the way he always does. And it's what you'd expect for a portion of the album, maybe a quarter of it. And then, guys, unfortunately, I feel like Simple Plan has fallen into that trap of needing to get mass appeal from other fan bases. So I get it. I know that bands want to expand their horizons. They want to get new fans. They want to continue to grow musically. But there's a good way to do that and a bad way. The way they chose almost feels like they're alienating their fans. And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like some of the songs, even some of the pop-punk songs on here, are just so lackluster and just sort of throwaways that it's just an album that just doesn't really go anywhere. There's no momentum. You know, Opinion Overload starts off like you'd expect. Boom is great. And then we get into the third song, Kiss Me Like Nobody's Watching, that just probably one of the weakest choruses I've ever heard from a band like Simple Plan. the lyrics just, they're throwaway. They don't make any sense. Kiss me like nobody's watching, but kiss me in the middle of the street where for the whole world to see. It just, I don't know. I feel like those lyrics were just thrown in there. They didn't really, it feels like there was no effort put into that. And the vocal melodies just, I don't know, guys. The vocal melodies are just so simple on some of these tracks. And with simple lyrics like that, I honestly started to feel like I was losing IQ points. Even on Opinion Overload, you know, he says, I'm doing things the way I want to. I don't give a damn if you approve. But they're used in such a cop-out way that they're just boring to listen to. I don't know what happened with it. They had so many things they could have done with that, because we've got so many songs out there with simple lyrics that work because you use interesting vocal patterns. But when you just hold out these lines and don't let them go anywhere on really, really simple vocal melodies, you know, you're not using any range, it just makes you want to go to sleep, honestly. But I don't know what happened there. And, you know, it continues on with the rest of the album. We've got a song like Everything Sucks, which I will admit I do enjoy that track a little bit. But, you know, it used to be fun, now it's breaking me down. Everything sucks because you're not around. That's the chorus. But again, it's used in a way where it doesn't go anywhere. The vocals stay really, really flat for the longest point of the song, and I don't know, I feel like they were such cop-out choices for patterns that Pierre could have done. But you look at something like Boom, which is like, it has a classic pop-punk feel to it, but again, it's more poppy. But the vocals are more upbeat, the vocals are moving, he's not just staying in one range. But I don't know why they wouldn't just continue that. I know they want to change, and I know they want more fans. But I feel like some of the songs on here were just kind of thrown on there out of desperation for more tracks. Key example, I Don't Want to Go to Bed featuring Nelly. I Don't Want to Go to Bed, the chorus line is repeated, I don't even know how many times in this song. And it just, I can't even sing along to it. It's just so dull. And I'm not trying to bash on them, guys. I like Simple Plan still. There's just some hit or misses on this record. And then when you get to Nelly, it's a very overproduced vocal feature. And unfortunately, guys, for some reason, on almost every song on this album, even the more pop-punk leaning songs, I know Pierre can sing. Watch videos of him, he's a great vocalist. And listen to the old records, he's phenomenal. But every single song, acoustic tracks, techno tracks, pop-punk, rock tracks, every single song, there is this techno feel on his vocals. They are so auto-tuned and so overproduced that it was giving me a headache listening to it. It blew my mind how I didn't catch it every time on the first listen through, but as I listened to the album a second time and more, I would just hear moments pop out at me where that's all I heard. And then I'm like, okay, well, I can't really listen to this song anymore. If you're not going to sing like you're going to sing, then what's the point? And, you know, we've got a song like Singing in the Rain, which that's really, really evident that there's a lot of overdone production on there. And then we get to the guest feature on that one. I don't know who Rock City is. I've never heard of him. But by the time... So, Singing in the Rain is a very reggae crossover song. Pop-punk band, reggae music. I get it. You like what you like, but I don't really know how that came about. But then Rock City, I think, has a bit of an accent, so by the time it comes in, it's a bit too cheesy for my taste. The song is alright, but I wish they would have left that out. You know, you had three other vocalists already on other songs. I didn't think that one was necessary. If any one would have been left off of the album, I think that would have been the best choice. So, I don't know. If you're not going to sing like you're going to sing live, then what's the point? And I don't know, guys. That's just how I feel about it. We get to another song, I Don't Want to Be Sad. Another really, really repetitive song. There's a bit of a punk rock undertone on that one, but if you're just going to... It's not a chorus if you're just going to say the same line 50 times over. So, I don't know, guys. I feel like a lot of this stuff on this album was just kind of thrown on there for filler content. A lot of the experimental tracks were just done out of desperation. At least, in my opinion, that's what I think. So, as I said, there's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way. Because some people will like what you're doing to change, and other people won't. So, again, I still enjoy the pop-punk leaning tracks. I had hopes for the acoustic track, Perfectly Perfect, but we get to the chorus, and I can only hear the word crazy so many times in a chorus before I'm just gonna kind of write it off. So I tried getting into it more, but songs like Boom, Opinion Overload, Nostalgic, and I Refuse are definitely the strong points on this album. So I wish they would have continued in that direction more. Because if you stay with your sound and don't expand too far, your fans will carry your music to new people. But sometimes you just expand too far and it doesn't work. So, guys, I know that my previous reviews, I've loved everything I've reviewed, but I mean, honestly, there's going to be some albums that I just don't love as much. I'm not trying to do bad reviews in a hateful way, because I still love music, I still love the bands that I talk about on here. If I didn't love them, I wouldn't talk about them. But this album was a bit of a step down for me, and then 14 tracks on an album. When you get to about 12, I think it's a good cutoff point for a standard edition. If you're doing a deluxe edition and you want to go to 14 or 15 tracks, by all means go for it. But for a standard edition, it's too long for me. So, unfortunately, guys, Simple Plan's Taking One for the Team is sitting at a 4 out of 10 for me. That's just my opinion on it. I know some people will still love this album. I still love a portion of it. I will still continue to listen to it, support the band. But guys, what did you think of Simple Plan's Taking One for the Team? Let me know in the comments. What did you like? What did you not like? Any favorite songs at all? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. This is just all my opinion. And again, still love Simple Plan. Still going to continue to support them, but those are my thoughts on Simple Plan's Taking One for the Team. 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. More reviews to come now that we're getting moving in 2016. Thank you for watching. This is Live and Breathe Music. This is where the music speaks for itself. I'm Kevin. Catch you guys later.